King Charles strikes a nerve with Meghan by targeting her vulnerabilities. Commandeers US as. She remains in the shadows, feeling down and withdrawn during the prime time. Hello, and with all the regal splendor befitting the royal family, we extend our gracious welcome to the Princess Diana News Channel. It's with immense pleasure that we invite you to once again embark on a journey into the enchanting realm of royalty. Let's move on to the video. It appears that King Charles is embracing his newfound authority. He is demonstrating his true status as the standout member of the royal family. According to palace officials in authoritative positions, Harry and Meghan, who are driven by excessive desire for attention, are viewed as pitiful failures. A senior courtier unveils the declaration of open conflict in the royal circles. The sovereign has grown weary of the turmoil caused by the split of the royal family and the potential harm to the monarchy ever since the Duke and Duchess of Sussex abdicated and relocated to the United States. He has assumed command and is assertively demonstrating his authority to his defiant son and daughter-in-law. Immediately following the conclusion of the coronation proceedings, the 74-year-old monarch took a bold stance against Meghan and Harry by unexpectedly appearing on American Idol, accompanied by his spouse, Queen Camilla. Katy Perry and Lionel Richie took the stage at the coronation concert and were left astonished, and the recently crowned king and queen unexpectedly entered the grand throne room of Buckingham Palace. Charles, while speaking on the live show feed, humorously inquired about the duration of their room occupancy. Additionally, this small statement is highly adored by individuals residing on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. According to a palace source, His Majesty's action was a brilliant display of cleverness and strategic superiority. He conveyed a highly straightforward message to the Sussexes. I advise you to avoid causing any trouble for me. It was a deliberate decision for him to make an appearance on AU's.TV show.it was Meghan's area of expertise, and reportedly, both Charles and Camilla were aware that it would capture her interest. And her beloved goat companion. In just a matter of minutes, Charles effortlessly stole the spotlight from the former mattress actress, proving himself as the true celebrity. At present, Meghan is struggling to gain recognition in lower tiers of fame, and it seems that her journey toward success is far from over. According to the courtier, it is now Charles who holds the authority. According to recent poll data, his latest campaign aimed at Meghan and Harry is proving successful, thwarting their alleged efforts to undermine the monarchy. Despite Meghan's allegations of racism and cruelty against the royal family in Harry's memoir Spare and their critical Netflix docuseries, the support for the monarchy in the UK remains unwavering. The coronation was watched by more than 20 million viewers in the UK. The number 17 appeared insignificant in comparison. Approximately 9 million people tuned in to witness Meghan and Harry's wedding in 2018. However, the palace source reveals that Harry and Meghan's intentions to damage the reputation of the royal family through their scandalous revelations and accusations have actually had the opposite effect and worked against them significantly. Their popularity has sharply declined in both the United States and Europe. The king and queen were extremely delighted when alone together. Charles, being the oldest monarch to be crowned, has a relatively short time frame to establish his lasting impact. Destructive royal traitors should always bear in mind that their success or failure lies in the hands of a formidable authority who is unafraid to wield his power. There is concerning news regarding Meghan and Harry as Don Ostroff, a Spotify executive, signed a lucrative contract with them while numerous positions were being eliminated. In essence, a significant amount of money has been wasted without yielding much worthwhile result. In my vivid memories, I can recall the events that took place in 2021. Numerous individuals were left astounded by the staggering numbers being circulated. I believe it's around $30 million, give or take, with the potential for more earnings in the future as tentative plans are made. In return for their significant investment, Spotify primarily gains the privilege of boasting about their association with a few fabricated royals, although as of 2021, they receive relatively little else. Following a long period of inactivity, Spotify made the decision to enlist additional personnel specifically for assisting Meghan and Harry in their production endeavors, whatever they may be. They successfully collaborated to create their inaugural project, a 35-minute holiday podcast highlighting prominent figures such as Elton John, Deepak Chopra, Tyler Perry, James Corden, and more. Following the Christmas collaboration, there was a complete absence of communication, despite the substantial remaining revenue needed to fulfill Meghan and Harry's contract. And what was the impact of Meghan's series Archetypes on Spotify? They managed to release a total of 12 episodes featuring notable guests, beginning with Mariah Carey on August 23, 2022, and followed by Serena Williams in the second episode, after a considerable delay. That about covers it. In episode 4, Paris Hilton secured a job opportunity with a certain individual, although their identity remains unknown to me. In just 6 episodes, 3 relatively unfamiliar guests were unexpectedly introduced. In essence, someone had to intervene and prevent Meghan from monopolizing the entire episode with her self-centered conversations. During their conversations with Meghan, Serena and Mariah discovered that their opinions and thoughts held no significance to her. She had a strong desire to listen to her own voice. By the 9th and 10th episodes, the guests were completely unheard of, except for a limited number of niche markets within the United States. Maybe most people were left perplexed by Meghan's incessant self-rantings, leaving them puzzled. The 12th episode of Archetypes caused the series to come to an end on November 29. With one individual or another, no one particularly noteworthy. Meghan, when asked about the future of the series in 2023 after its conclusion in 2022, remained enigmatic. I believe she definitely was. I made an attempt to give it a listen, but to be sincere, my dear audience, it was quite challenging. In my observation, Meghan appeared to be deliberately perpetuating stereotypes such as the Dragon Lady and the Angry Black Woman. It was evident that Meghan had no genuine interest in her guests or their concerns. She needed to ensure that she was the focal point in each and every episode. To be honest, the Dragon Lady myth was completely unknown to me until Meghan brought it up. I believe the podcasts were not intended for international markets. Anyway, and yet, only a small number of individuals, apart from Meghan's socially conscious group, are affected. Can anyone confirm if Meghan has created anything for Spotify after Archetypes? Specifically, has a second season of Archetypes been confirmed? No one seems to know. As we approach June 2023, there remains a lack of communication evident. The only communication made was regarding the departure of Dawn Ostra, Spotify's chief content and advertising officer, who has decided to leave the streaming company. This data is originating from Spotify's CEO. It is inevitable that someone, likely beyond just Dawn, bore the financial burden resulting from the significant investment made in signing Meghan and Harry, leading to a deficit in revenue. It's important to note that their production appeals to a very limited audience of only a few individuals. I must admit, I did somewhat admire the manner in which Spotify's executive elucidated it in their usual fashion. Corporate speak, looking back, I was overly optimistic in my investments before our revenue increased. Okay, I suppose it's true that hindsight is always clear. However, I can't help but wonder where the foresight was in this situation. Where was the strategic vision? After all, the shareholders are investing significant funds, expecting precisely that. In my opinion, it would have been more truthful for him to address the issue in a manner like this. Because I failed to anticipate the outcome, I made the mistake of overly investing in individuals with unappealing job positions, lacking any worthwhile contributions that could have generated profits for our company. Consequently, we were unable to compensate our employees, meet financial obligations, or provide returns to our shareholders. That would truly bring a refreshing change, don't you think? However, it's highly unlikely that such thoughts would be expressed. Upon learning about his actions in 2021, we foresaw the inevitable downfall of his endeavor. Regrettably, by 2023, the consequences of this error will burden the remaining individuals financially. However, I suppose that's the reality of the American corporate environment. The impact on Meghan and Harry's brand will likely be substantial. For a brand that is already experiencing problems. Maybe the situation is that it has already ceased to exist, but they haven't been told about it. And what about Netflix? They must be experiencing anxiety at the moment. It is evident that Meghan and Harry did not receive any material from the coronation. Their Netflix bosses must be incredibly disappointed. Perhaps their desperation became evident in New York as they were observed navigating through the streets for a consecutive 2 hours. In the interim, Meghan continues to receive accolades that she has purchased. By exemplifying extraordinary qualities, she distinguishes herself as the most remarkable woman on earth. Imagine that. Our video is up to here. Kindly share your thoughts in the comments section. As usual, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might find it interesting. And before you leave, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button to stay updated with all the latest content from the Princess Diana News channel. Thanks for joining us, have a wonderful day, and I'll be returning soon in upcoming videos.